Well, hey, real estate fans, welcome back to Market Statistics Southern Oregon. I'm Alice Lima, broker at John L. Scott Real Estate here in beautiful Southern Oregon. And this week, we're going to talk about not only all three counties, but we're going to talk about some of the trends we may be seeing. Now, we're not seeing a huge downturn again. We're just seeing some flatness. But here's why I think that's what's happening. Jackson County this week, prices year over year were neutral. The average single family home in the residential market costing $513,959. Number of sold year over year in Jackson County were down 40% this week. We only had 24 closings on SOMLS in the residential market. The number of listings year over year in Jackson County were only up 2%. That's almost neutral. We now have 783 active listings on SOMLS this week in Jackson County. We had 0 foreclosures closed this week in Jackson County, 0 short sales, and $0 million residential sales closing in Jackson County this week. Josephine County prices year over year actually were up 16% this week. The average single family home in Josephine County now costing $557,685. The numbers sold year over year this week were also up in Josephine County by 8%. We had 13 closings in the residential market on SOMLS. Number of listings year over year in Josephine County were up 12%, which is great. We had 394 active listings on SOMLS this week, residential market. There were 0 foreclosures closed in Josephine County, 0 short sales closing, and $0 million residential closings in Josephine County this week. Klamath County prices were down 16% year over year this week. The average single family home in Klamath County now costing $262,666. The number of sold year over year in Klamath County were down 55% this week. There were only 9 closings on SOMLS this week in Klamath County residential. The number of listings year over year in Klamath County were up 15%, which is great. We had 311 active listings on SOMLS this week in Klamath County residential. There were 0 foreclosures closed in Klamath County this week, 0 short sales closed, and $0 million residential listings closed in Klamath County this week. So overall, we're still seeing flat. The downturn or upturn, they're within a margin of error, except some of our sold numbers are dramatically down. Again, that has to do with inventory, although inventory is creeping up. If you look at the macro trends, we are still under where we were this time last year, but we're way up. In fact, one of the things we watch for on the side are the number of back on market when people have a buyer and or a buyer is in escrow and then they terminate their escrow and then the listing goes back on the market. That's an important trend to watch. And just for giggles, I went back and looked at all 3 counties. Jackson County had 18 back on markets this week. And then price changes, I was interested in following up down that thought process. They had 82 price changes. Those are down for the most part. I didn't see any upward price changes, but Jackson County had 18 back on markets this week in the residential market and 82 price changes just in the residential market this week. Josephine County had 12 back on markets this week and 51 price changes. And again, this is just residential. And then Klamath County had 4 back on market and 22 price changes. So every so often, I'm going to add in some extra data just because part of what I do is keep track of the trends, but I don't always put it in the video. This week, I just wanted to wave the flag that we do have more listings. They're staying on the market longer. We have what I think are quite a few price adjustments, but that has to do with a combination of things. People do start too high, especially early in the season, or if you're in a state, and actually if you're in a state that's a different podcast, but we do recommend you do start a little bit high. And here we are now in the middle of the summer. People didn't get the price they wanted, so they're lowering their price point. Nationally, that's happening at a much broader scale. So it's not just a few sellers being out of sync with the market. It's a trend. So if you're buying, don't be afraid to write offers that are reasonable to the neighborhood price wise. If you're selling and you're not getting showings or you're not getting offers or you don't like the offers, pay attention. And for that reason, we did the podcast on pricing, and it is very in depth, and it brings up 4 things that you should consider in your pricing, and it's for buyers too. When you're writing offers. So please check out the podcast this week having to do with pricing. We also got to interview Tina Grimes this week from RVAR. She went into depth about the after effects of the National Association of Realtor lawsuit and how the practices are changing. So lots and lots of great information this week. In the meantime, please give me a call, give me a text, 541-301-7980. That's 541-301-7980. I'd love to be your agent, have a lot of data, obviously, but also a very hard worker and great listing agent, great buyer's agent, great with investments, waterfront, farm, you name it. This is my bag. So reach out. In the meantime, have a beautiful Southern Oregon weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.